won't stop till I hear him say,
Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. As always, if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, commodities, indices, foreign exchange, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. In today's video breakdown, we're going to go over some fundamentals along with some technical analysis surrounding XRP. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video breakdown. A couple of months ago, ladies and gentlemen, in July, roughly on the 28th, I tweeted out to you guys. And again, remember, 7 years in this market, lots of insider influence in this market. I said to you guys, the solution to the Ripple versus SEC case won't be over until spring 2023, around the same times that banks have plans for ISO 20022 implementation. Just watch. The SEC will delay this case 5 to 4 more times to prolong the court case until then. Save this tweet, spring 2023, case will be resolved, hashtag XRP. A lot of people did not like that. I got a lot of negative comments down in the description below. But just to show you guys updates on this subject matter, you guys can see Johnny Deaton down here at the bottom, September 21st. This was tweeted out today. Brad said something XRP holders don't want to hear. The majority of people do not like this bias that this court case will not be settled until next year in 2023. And he said a decision from the judge could be anywhere between 2 to 9 months. He clearly has asked his lawyers, no way, it only takes 2 months. The earliest will be the end of March. I think it could take until late April, early May. So showing you guys that I tweeted this out to you guys over 3 months ago. Again, proof is in the pudding. Showing you guys that here at CYPRX, we put our money where our mouth is at. If you guys don't follow us on Twitter, again, we tweet out technical analysis. We tweet out fundamental updates. I tweet you guys updates on the XRP SEC case from my personal opinion and my bias. Remember, 7 years in this market, we have insider influence. If you guys do not follow us on Twitter, make sure that you do so now. The best way to do that is to click the link in the description down below, copy and paste that into your internet browser. We are shadow banned on Twitter, mainly because Twitter does not like us displaying the truth to individuals. It is hard to find our name. Coming over here to the technical analysis, again, another tweet that I had mentioned out to you all on Twitter a couple of days ago on the 18th of September. Well in advance, I had mentioned to you guys that the CYPRX strategy was going to play out to the T, and I'd given you guys the confluences to look for intraday trading positions. Now, I'm not going to go into an extreme detailistic perspective. I'm just going to highlight some of the confluences that I mentioned to you guys on Twitter. And I said, as you can see down at the bottom, September 18th was when I put this tweet out. I said, last time I sent a message out like this, we caught 6% on both ETH and XRP. Here are the confluences to look for intraday trades, and I highlighted the specific dates on September to pay attention to these confluences, mentioning to you all that they were going to play out well in advance. We see the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. Today's price action was the 21st. Now, personally, I did not catch this trade. I caught yesterday's trade, so I sat on my hands today while the FOMC meeting came out. But we had some interesting manipulation surrounding some certain price times in the market today when the FOMC meeting came out. So I'm just going to highlight those technical analysis breakdowns for you guys and those confluences. So that way, anybody that is interested in the CYPRX mentorship can see how we operate. Again, this is a scratching the surface bias on what it is that we teach in the CYPRX mentorship. That link is found in the description below. So before we go over to the fundamentals, let's just dive into the technicals. As you guys can see, we had the temporary bullish day on XRP where XRP grabbed liquidity from highs and roughly came into about 43 cents. Now, coming into this trade, I had mentioned to you guys on the 18th, again, that tweet to track premium discount, wait for manipulation liquidity sweeps, wait for psych level rejections, wait for break of structures, properly adjust premium or discount, look for institutionalized levels and seek to get a proper RR and then pull the trigger PTT. Okay. So here, just to highlight some of the confluences, you guys can see that if you were to have tracked the previous New York session where they bought from, again, tracking discount. So that's number one, simply by highlighting from the area where the banking institutions bought from previous days, from the high to the low, and extending that over to the right-hand side. That would have been a significant area where we would have needed to break on XRP to confirm bearish momentum. So any price action above this area where banking institutions prior to this current New York session on September 21st took buys from, we're going to be seeking to take buy positions as well, mainly because until we break this low, we are still bullish on XRP, or at least temporarily bullish. Why? Because this is the last area that banking institutions during New York session sought to take discount from. Moving on, the second confluence that I teach you guys to pay attention to is wait for manipulations and liquidity sweeps. So how do we identify liquidity and manipulation here at CYPRX? Well, backtracking prior to this New York session, you guys can see that during this London manipulation window, we see in the form of early sellers, liquidity above highs, and liquidity beneath lows in the form of early buyers. we see a double bottom formation, and we also see a trend line coming into this manipulation window. So I'll go ahead and I'll adjust that for you guys. You guys can see that trend line manipulation there in the London manipulation window. And you guys can also see these equal lows here. All right. Now, coming into the New York session, we also see that the market maker set another liquidity trap in the form of equal lows here coming into this New York session. And in the manipulation region, it just so happens to be that the market maker set a double top formation here. This is an indication to us here at CYPRX that the market makers have no interest in taking price lower. Why? Number one, because they failed to break the previous low where banking institutions bought from the previous New York session, and they've set up two liquidity traps to the up and down side in the form of equal lows, trend line manipulation above highs, and equal highs above highs. This is all manipulation, ladies and gentlemen, to give you all the confluences and the confidence to take trades in the form of buy positions back to the upside. Why? Because when you see liquidity traps in the market like this signifies that the market makers are not done grabbing stop losses in the form of retail over leveraged traders that are trading these retail patterns. So now coming into number 3, I said wait for psychological level rejections that lead to break-in structures. So psychological level rejections that lead to break-in structures, right? So how do we identify that? You guys already know, if you've been following this YouTube for quite some time, we pay attention to the quarter theory here at CYPRX trading XRP against the United States dollar. Well, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. This is the quarter theory 38875 psychological level that rejects this level, sweeps liquidity. So here are the liquidity manipulation regions, i.e. beneath London session lows in the form of a double bottom. We have this triple bottom formation sweeping these lows underneath these levels. So any over leveraged buyers trying to buy before the FOMC meeting came out at 11 o'clock, where this candlestick took place at, again, and I'll go over that in just 1 second. You guys can see how the market makers swept those lows that led to a market break in structure after rejecting a psychological level. So now going into number 5, all you would have needed to do is properly adjust discount for institutionalized levels. And I've taught you guys how to do that. After you see this market maker pattern where the market makers set up liquidity traps above highs, which gives you the confidence to take buy positions, knowing that the market makers could potentially be pushing price into discount from where they bought from the previous New York session. Coming over here, you guys can see that the market shifted momentum after forcefully pushing itself underneath the liquidity beneath lows. It led to a market break in structure. You could have then simply taken your Fibonacci from the new A to B move that was created after the liquidity sweep. Well, how do we identify that? Again, once the market creates a new market structure high and breaks previous market structure, i.e. this new A to B move, you take your Fibonacci from the new A to B move, and you seek to get in at a higher low or an institutionalized discounted price, because we know that the market makers are going to need to add to this liquidity sweep. And that roughly comes in at about 62 to 79 to 100% discount, which I've told and mentioned to you guys before on this YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, look at how this would have played out for you all. Now, something else significant about this trade is look at this candlestick manipulation that came out at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time right here when the FOMC announcement came out. We see one more liquidity sweep beneath lows, and then the market shot straight up. I told you guys, time in the market is how the banking institutions trade. Look down at the bottom of my charts. You guys can see September 21st, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when the FOMC announcement came out that the Federal Reserve was going to remain at a 75 basis point rate hike, okay? So there was no real news coming out today. We already kind of knew collectively speaking, that they were going to push a 75 basis point rate hike. And so investors sought to buy price action today during New York session, trading XRP United States dollar. This would have been a beautiful RR trading the CYPRX confluences. This is now day 2. We have one more day left of the CYPRX confluences, which I mentioned to you guys way ahead of time on September the 18th, which was all the way back here, that these CYPRX confluences were going to play out. If you did not watch the previous YouTube video where I broke down yesterday's trading confluences, again, this list that I gave you guys on Twitter, if you don't follow us, make sure that you do so now. You all can see how the CYPRX strategy played out to the T. Now day 2, calling it out to you guys well in advance. All right. So if you guys enjoy our technical analysis here at CYPRX, make sure that you smash that thumbs up button. We do appreciate the love and the support, and it helps spread cryptocurrency awareness, not leading people or misleading people in the wrong direction. You guys know that there are a lot of technical analysis analysts out there on the internet who teach you all, right, all these indicators, MACD, RSI, moving averages, freaking support resistance, trendline trading methodologies. I've told you guys multiple times that you do not need that. You need to pay attention to detail and understand what the banking institutions are doing, at what time specifically they are doing it at. And that is how we teach our students here at CYPRX. Okay. Coming over here to some just interesting fundamentals to give you guys a weekly update in the cryptocurrency markets. I do apologize if you find this video too lengthy. However, this is a lot to get out to you all and something that I just wanted to give to you all to break down some of the fundamentals that have come out that have caught my eyes. I've mentioned to you guys for quite some time not to hold cryptocurrency on Uphold or Coinbase or MEXCC or whatever it's called in stablecoins, mainly because there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding the stablecoin market right now. And I'm just not taking the risk. And I'm going to consistently tell the people that follow us here on YouTube to be very precautious if you're dabbling into stablecoins. Personally, I do not have any money sitting on any exchanges in stablecoin reserves. That's your own personal bias, not financial advice. I'm just letting you guys know that I do not personally do that. If I'm going to allocate funds into the market, I allocate funds into the market at that said given moment in time. I don't have stable coins sitting on an exchange waiting to buy or sell cryptocurrency. And this is one of the main reasons why. Tether says new court order to produce USDT reserve backing is a routine discovery matter. We know for quite some time that people have been alleging that, United States Tether does not have the funds to back its stablecoin. Okay. And this is said, the lawsuit stemmed from October 2019 and was filed by a group of investors alleging that Tether and cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex engaged in market manipulation by issuing USD Tether that were not backed by the US dollar, with the intention of using them to purchase volatile cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Both Tether and Bitfinex have denied all of the allegations. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we see any massive uncertainty surrounding this Tether backing with the United States dollar, I'm sure that there's going to be maybe potentially depegging. I can only tell you guys to be precautious. I can't give you guys financial advice. I'm just letting you all know that I do not hold any tangible assets in United States dollar Tether or United States dollar coin. Again, USD coin for me personally, I just don't do it, ladies and gentlemen. It's too risky at this point with all the uncertainty floating around in the market. Okay. Moving on, this article caught my eye. This is from the Daily Huddle. This one was very interesting. We come up here and it reads, trading app giant Robinhood adds stablecoin US dollar coin USDC to roster. Now, I didn't know this, and personally, I do not utilize Robinhood, but something to highlight down here, we saw that they listed USD coin. Again, personally, I don't hold any stable coins on any exchanges. Not telling you guys not to do so. Just take precautions if you are deciding to do so. Okay. The company also recently added Ethereum, rivals Avalanche and Cardano, as well as XRP and XLM. So it looks like Robinhood is allowing XRP and XLM transactions on their platform. Robinhood is rolling out support for new assets as it admits it's struggling because of the current market downturn. This interesting article caught my eye. Digital bank FV Bank integrates USD coin stablecoin for direct deposits. So we see another article updating us about stablecoin USD coin. Coming down here, it reads, the global digital bank FV Bank is the latest financial platform to enable deposits in circle-backed stablecoin USD coin. So we see a massive uptick in stablecoin adoption. This article continues to read, the FV Bank on Wednesday announced the launch of new services allowing its account holders to make direct deposits in USD coin to the bank's US dollar accounts. The new feature enables customers to receive USD coin on their account, similar to traditional deposits like wire or automatic clearinghouse networks. This is massive for the cryptocurrency market and the expansion of the cryptocurrency market, mainly because it allows people to easily adopt cryptocurrency assets, buying and selling these assets on exchanges. All right. Coming over here. This is an article from the Daily Huddle just to continue. Coin Bureau host warns of turbulent winter ahead for cryptocurrency market, says high rates could plummet Bitcoin. I've been mentioning to you guys for quite some time that I am not screaming that the bottom is in until May and April highs are broken with a sustainable bullish hold above those levels. On whatever cryptocurrency asset you trade, it goes all across the board for any assets, whether it's Bitcoin or altcoins. Personally, I'm not screaming that the bottom is in until we break those May and April levels. Now, the higher interest rate climb, the less attractive risky assets like stocks and especially crypto will be to investors. The likelihood of a further sell-off is why many are now predicting that BTC could fall as low as $12,000. Personally, I'm not going to sit here and give anybody price predictions. I've updated you guys for quite some time, letting you all know that I'm only taking intraday positions on XRP. If price is above 32 cents, I will seek to allocate funds to my long-term bags. If price does depreciate in value beneath 32 cents, I'm going to stick and remain to that bias, mainly because I'm an intraday and day trader. You know, these up and down price fluctuations, whether the market's buying or selling off, doesn't really matter to me. I can make profit in either or of the market sentiment, whether it's bullish or bearish. Now, for you long-term hodlers, it's a little bit different because you all can only make profit if price is appreciating in value, right? That's something to consider, depending on what type of trader you are or want or wish to become. This article continues to read, the Coin Brew host, however, says that the rates could be raised by higher figures based on a tool used to forecast the Federal Reserve's interest rate decisions. So personally, just to solidify this kind of sentiment in the market, the only thing that I think that could tank the markets again is if we see 100 basis point rate hike from the Federal Reserve. I think that a 75 to 50 basis point rate hike from the Federal Reserve is already priced into the market. I think that the only thing personally that would shock the market right now is an announcement of a 100 basis point rate hike. So this kind of correlates with that. It says, however, consider the fact that according to the FedWatch tool, there is currently a 20% chance that we could see a hike of a full 1%. Now, that would be the biggest single rate hike in 40 years. So if we saw something like that, then yes, I do see another leg down in the cryptocurrency market happening. Now, that's not to necessarily say that some bullish fundamentals in the short term could come out, which I've talked to you guys about in previous videos. So just be on the lookout for that. Again, all eyes on the Federal Reserve. I've been mentioning that to you all for quite some time. This article caught my eye. I'm not really going to go into too much full detail, but this is, again, just mentioning CBDCs. I pay attention to CBDCs, trials, and pilots and things of that nature. So this one caught my eye. So I thought that I'd add it into this video. Iran to begin crypto rail CBDC trial despite possible lack of infrastructure, report reads. The Iranian Chamber of Commerce has announced the so-called crypto rail has been in the planning stage for several years. Something else I highlighted that was interesting is Al Jazeera reports that CBDCs will operate on the Borna platform, developed using the Hyperledger fabric. We've mentioned Hyperledger for quite some time on this YouTube. Very intuitive, very interesting project, an IBM open source distributed ledger technology platform. The news agency adds that the banks will trade paper rails for electronics ones. Since the platform is permissioned, the central bank will select banks to participate. Something else that's interesting is this article mentions that they've been testing this for several years. The so-called crypto rail has been in the planning stage for several years. You guys see it right there. Just to show you all, proof is in the pudding that this digital transition is 110% coming. We are still in the pilot phase. These major banking institutions are still testing and making sure that this technology works behind the scenes. Prices are heavily sedated and manipulated. Understand that right now, this is a temporary bear market, and eventually the prices of your favorite altcoins will eventually turn around. Make sure that you all are doing research on utility-driven assets, because utility is what's going to drive the next bull run, in my personal opinion, not financial advice. Get out of your meme coins, get out of all these hype coins. Personally, that's what I'm doing. And I'm holding utility assets long term, anywhere for the next 2 to 5 to 10 years long term. Okay. Coming over here, last two articles we have to read. These were two major articles, in my personal opinion, because we see the Nasdaq mentioned alongside with BlackRock. Nasdaq joins BlackRock as trade defies the bear market and embraces crypto. So that one was big. Because this is going to pump trillions of dollars into the market once we do see this type of adoption, fully integrated into the cryptocurrency space. Legendary investor Warren Buffett may still hate cryptocurrencies, but other stewards of traditional finance are following his maxim to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful, piling into digital assets following this year's rout. Okay. So again, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the cryptocurrency market will eventually turn around once there's regulatory framework coming into place. I've already given you guys an infrastructure of when I think that is going to happen. It is not going to happen, in my personal opinion, or we're not going to see major alt seasons take place until next year, 2023, anywhere in like the spring/summertime is when I think the market's really going to start to turn around. The Federal Reserve is going to pivot. They're going to start to crash the United States economy, maybe potentially quantitatively easing the economy again, pumping stimulus into the market. People are going to have extra money again to put into cryptocurrency assets like they did in 2020 when they were stimulating the economy from COVID. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. I'm not going to change that bias until we see otherwise in the technical analysis charts. Okay. And then last but not least, this article correlates with the same one, Nasdaq to offer institutional crypto custody services with plans for expansion. So we see massive adoption in CBDCs. We see USD coin, stable coins picking up amongst exchanges. We see listings happening, major uncertainty surrounding USD Tether. So that's something to be mindful of. If you do hold USD Tether, you trade in USD Tether. XRP price predictions, again, on Twitter. I give you guys them well in advance. If you guys don't follow us on Twitter, make sure that you do so. I hope that you all enjoyed this video breakdown. I apologize for talking so fast. I just understand that I had a lot to give in this video. So I wanted to try and smush it all and compress it into a short time. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys do appreciate what we do here for the cryptocurrency community at CYPRX. And with that being said, blessings to you all. As always, be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown.
Won't stop till I hear him say